A bit, but we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll start going around to see where the various constituencies are with the coalition. Don't worry.
It's a brand new constituency. We'll have a man there on the ground who will share some details.
The Situation All-White Christmas Party is back! This Christmas Eve, forget the usual. Establish this celebration like none other. The Situation All-White Christmas Party is taking over the city with music, magic, and memories waiting to be made. Think cozy vibes, electric beats, and the perfect blend of festive cheer and wild energy all in one space. Date 24th December 2024. Venue Beyond the Bridge, East Legon. Time 8 p.m. Dress code, it's an all-white affair. Come and dance like nobody's watching. Sip, mingle, make merry, and unwrap the ultimate Christmas Eve experience. Dress to impress, bring your holiday spirit, and let's make the Situation All-White Christmas Party unforgettable. Call 0205-973-973 for table reservations and get ready to party. It's going to be lit beyond the bridge. The Situation All-White Christmas Party 2024 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 City FM and proudly sponsored by Carlsberg Beer, Kiss Drinks, Series, Bell Ice, Verve du Vernet, Bushmills Irish Whiskey, and Blue Jeans Energy Drink. Wake up to your ultimate weekend morning experience with breakfast weekend.
Start your Saturday with us as we dive into the news headlines in our news review.
Stay informed with all the engaging discussions and insights for analysis.
Then join us as we discover what's happening around Ghana.
Get all the scoop on all exciting events and happenings in the city and beyond.
Ready to spruce up your home? We've got you covered with home improvement tips.
From gardening.
Huge number of opportunities, a great salary, and amazing career growth. This is what makes cybersecurity an excellent
constituency. This is how things
college students from both tech and non-tech backgrounds are now choosing to study cybersecurity.
Before I go to Peter Gengri, that in 1992, turnout was 50.2%. People were obviously skeptical about the return to democracy after a long time of being under military rule. So only half of the people there who were supposed to vote turned out.
Yep.
You know, and we've had it as high as in the 70s. Yeah. So, well, that's how it goes. Thanks for that. And I hope by the time I finish speaking with Peter, another one.
There will be more on the screen, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
You're watching GBC News, our rolling coverage of the election 2024. We're going to go back to our brother Peter Agengre. I believe he's in Upper East. Peter, the last time we spoke to you, you said it was very cold. I'm sure it's still cold, but maybe you can warm us with some news. Peter, good to have you on. What can you report?
9. George Tumbrema Adu. Budiaku, 36 votes. Alan Chermantin, 26 votes. So that is the presenter side. And do we call the candidate? If it's not, then we'll call somebody. Please, is Dominic Ayine around? Honorable Dominic Ayine is not around. Okay. Would the power vested in me as a returning officer for Bonatenga East constituency for the parliamentary election I declared the results of the parliamentary seat for Bolgatanga East constituency. Amwa Matthew Salas polled 7,415 votes. Amwa Matthew Silas polled 7,415 votes. Dominic Akurtinga Ayine polled 12,002. Atia Edwin, 61 votes. I therefore declare Honorable Dominic Ayine as MP-elect for Bolgatanga East constituency.
That was George Conla. He is the district returning officer of the Electoral Commission. That in the 2020 elections, Dominic Ayine was in the contest with Emmanuel Abole, and he equally beat him with over 6,000 votes. This year again, he has made it, winning the elections by beating Matthew Amwa once again to emerge victorious in the parliamentary race of the Bolgatanga East constituency. I want us to quickly engage some people, some supporters hello, thank you very much. Okay, so if we can talk to us quickly, what do you say about the outcome of the results so far?
Oh, it's very impressive. That was an impressive performance. And that tells you the hardship that we have been talking about. Ghanaians have actually spoken that they are going through excruciating pain and they want the country to be resettled. That is why they are voting for John Dramani Mahama and that of Dr. Dominic Ayine. And the wind of change is blowing. We are hoping that in the next 5 hours, the Electoral Commission will come out to declare John Mahama and Dominic Ayine with NDC having majority in Parliament, so that 7th January will begin developmental project that we think of, we thought of doing for the people of Ghana. So I think we are happy with the outcome.
All right, so thank you very much. He has expressed happiness about the outcome of the results. What do you make of so far? Everything is over. The EC has declared Dominic Ayine as winner, and former President Mahama as winner for this particular constituency. What do you have to say about it?
My say is that for the election in Bolga East constituency, we won it way back somewhere 4 months when they started the registration of the new voters, and when they opened the registration of new voters, then adding to the voter transfer, when they started stealing, they brought in people from Tamale, about 5 buses that they estimated to bring to Bolga East here to be.
That goes straight to the results that we have so far.
So it's just a general thing. What we did, maybe we will expect victory than this. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. Let me also talk to you. So far, EC has finished the declaration. What do you think of this? Stand this way. If you can turn this way and face the light. What do you have to say about the outcome so far?
Yeah. Thank you. I'm a person of Azura. That is a constituency, NDC constituency chairman, Bolga East. And actually, the declaration of the results has come to our favor, and that's what we were expecting. So what makes us happy is that we had a peaceful election in our constituency, and at the end of the election, we declare as a winner, and we are very, very, very happy that it has, God has answered our prayer.
All right. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mr. George, you have declared the result. You have given the final results. How was the work like the whole day, sitting here, getting the results and collating?
It has not been easy at all. In fact, it's just, I can't even talk. For more than 4 days now, we've not been sleeping, just gathering one or two things for the election. And we thank God we've ended successfully. So,
would you say that there was peace? Did you have the goodwill to operate where there's some disturbances during the?
Oh, no. This election is one of the most peaceful elections so far we've had. In fact, all around, we've been going around since in the morning. We haven't had any disturbances anywhere. All the polling stations were quiet. Voters were voting all right. Nobody disturbs one another or the voting. It was a very peaceful election. So we thank God for that.
Right. So George Conland is expressing his happiness. He's saying that there was no disturbances throughout the exercise, and he is happy that everything has ended successfully. Thank you very much, Madam, for joining us. You are live on GTV. We want to find out from you. The exercise is over. What do you have to say about it?
We have to say that we are grateful to God for this. It went on peacefully, and that is more important.
You should have been on bed as of now. You are still on.
You can't be on bed at this critical time. You have to make sure that whatever that you have run around for, you see the conclusion of it. And that is why we are here, to see to it that everything ends well.
So you're happy that your candidate has emerged?
Obviously. We are very happy that our candidate has emerged victorious. We are very, very happy, and we are going to celebrate. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so thank you very much, and we will continue to monitor what goes on in other constituencies. Let me take you to Boku, let me take you to Garo constituency, where the NDC had 10,624 votes. NPP candidate Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia getting 4,710 votes, with rejected votes 141. This is just still provisional coming from the Garo constituency. Okay, so that is for the parliamentary figure that I've just given you, 10,624 for the NDC candidate, that is Dr. Thomas, and then we have the NPP candidate getting 4,710 votes in the Garo constituency. With the presidential for Garo, the NPP candidate, that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, had 2,083 votes, GCPP 43 votes, GFP 19, GUM 25, LPG 12, NDP 81, NDC 12,725, APC 63. We also have the rest having zero votes in this particular constituency. Total rejected for presidential is 579. This is still provisional, and then we hope to get you the authentic results for this particular electoral or this particular constituency in the Upper East region. So that is all that I can say for the Upper East region. These few constituencies that we've collated so far, this is what I can say for the Bolgatanga East constituency and that of the Garo constituency. Outside there, a lot of the people, supporters are there in their numbers, jubilating while waiting for other results to be collated and put together for us to be able to know who would emerge victorious to occupy the Jubilee House once again. And so we'll continue to put our ears on the grounds. From here, we are moving to Bolgatanga Central, and then we will also be getting results from Boku West, that's in Zebila, Busa South, Busa North, and then also in the Talensi area. We'll also be talking to others as far as or any time that we are able to get hold of them. But I think for now, this is where we have to end it for today. Some people that we wish we could see, some of them are not around. So I think that we have to just end it here. And then we will get back to you anytime we get any invite.
Agengre, very busy in the Upper East.
Yes.
Declaring Bolga Central.
Data that we just heard from the EC official in Bolga East, and also the numbers that our correspondent Gray has certified the NDC has won. So this is the Upper West Achim one, and of course the one in Central Region with James Jachi Kwesen. And we can also see the NPP seat in the Eastern Region, which it won, and we can get details of that for you. So Itiwa West constituency won by the NPP's Laureate Koko Asante.
What can you tell us with presidential results?
Presidential results for 2024. I'm going to try and get some of them for you from Asin North constituency. Very quickly, you see where the numbers are heading. And again, at a turnout of 68.62%, registered number of voters 46,675, with 31,077 valid votes cast. Rejected ballots always coming in a close third behind the NDC and the NPP, or the NPP and the NDC. So for this particular constituency, so these are certified results from the Asin North constituency. The candidate for the NDC, His Excellency the former president, polled 17,762, whilst the candidate for the NPP, His Excellency Dr. Baumia, polled 12,705. The other 0.2%, APC led by Mr. Hassan Ayariga polling, and also 0.2%. The CPP's candidate, who until since the demise of Madame Ikuya Donko became the only female presidential candidate for this election, polled also 0.2%. Goom, the Pastor Christian Kwabna Andrews, polled 0.1% of the polls. LPG's candidate, Mr. Percival Kofi Akpalu, whose ambition to be a savior of the country does not appear to have resonated with the voters in Asin North constituency, polled 0.1% of the vote. We have independent candidate, Mr. Kofi Kranting, polling 0.0%. He got 16 from the Asin North constituency, and another independent candidate, George Chumbere Maedu, also getting 14 votes, representing 0.0%. NDP and the candidate Alhaji Mohammed Frempong, 0.0%, and the GFP's candidate, of course, Madame Ikuya Donko, we know what happened there. So, Kafui, these are the numbers for the presidential side from Asin North constituency that voted massively for the MP, current sitting MP, James Jachi Kwesen. And if you look at the numbers for the parliamentary side, 17,762, and let's see how many of them also voted for the presidential side. It does appear that for many of those who voted for James Jachi Kwesen, they also made the same choice for for the presidential candidate as well. Okay. So we'll have some more figures as and when they pop up on our screens. Right now, I'm getting 3 seats for the NDC. It means one more of the data has been put in through the back for us, and it's Akachi North constituency going the NDC's way. Peter Kwesi Nochukoto is the one who has won that seat for the NDC. And let's see the NPP, the new seats. Another one from the Eastern region, this time Etrima East constituency, and it's the NPP's candidate Abena Osei Asari who has won that seat. So we'll get some details of both constituencies and see what we can make of those, and it will help us better understand what the dynamics are for the two. And so, yes, this is what it's looking like. We expect that in the next few hours, our screen will not stop changing as the certified results from the coalition centers keep coming in. Let's see if we have some more results coming in. We've seen the one from Akachi North, and we've also seen the one from Etrima East, which has gone the way of the NPP expectedly. Remember that the Eastern region is largely a safe seat largely a safe region for the NPP. The figures we are seeing on the screens for the NPP, Sabina Osei-Asari, 17,501 as against Kenneth Ejari, the NDC's candidate, polling way behind with 5,334 votes. Nana J. Treme, independent candidate, is polling 3,286. In the course of the day's analysis, we'll be talking about the impact that some of these independent candidates have had on the numbers of the NDC and the NPP due to, situations where in some cases independent candidates have run because their original parties have decided and they felt that they needed to contest on their own to take their case directly to the electorate without passing through the barrel of the political party.
Okay, I'm going to stretch my legs and go to the other screen so that I can read some messages from our people.
We own the set.
She's also the Minister of State for Finance, at the Ministry of Finance, Abena Osei-Asari. So congratulations to her. She's retained her seat. We've got your messages coming in on 0264 000-996. Keep them coming in for us. And here comes the first one. Says, my name is Isaac Bubu from Osu. Good morning, GBC. We thank you for the updates. Keep up the good work. We appreciate you appreciating us. Western North region. There's a message here. Let's see. Let's go. Can you please let us know the update on Sekiriosu constituency, Western North region? As soon as we get it, as soon as it's certified, we will let you know. Good morning. Kafu and Thelma, doing an amazing job. Woke up to still meet you awake. You've been sleeping small, don't worry. We pray for Ghana that everything bad. Ghana has proven its democratic credentials within the continent. Once again, we're looking forward to a very successful and God bless Ghana, Comrade Ghana Nigeria Leadership Summit Achievers Award. Comrade, we salute you. Another one coming in. Something new? Let me know when something new comes through.
Oh, I'm seeing my screen just, changing. And let me explain the dynamics of the top, the photos you're seeing at the top of the screen for you. So this app's algorithm has been set up to bring the top 3 candidates in the lead with the tallies or the numbers that have been put into the system on top of your screen. So we are not controlling this. This is from the numbers that are coming in, and they are putting the candidate with the most number first, and then it follows in that order. So as we speak, we've received presidential results from 4 constituencies for this presidential poll. And so the latest one that just came in was Akachi North, and we'll very soon be able to see what the numbers are. And you're seeing that now on your screen. Akachi North presidential results. The NDC's candidate polling 12,025 as against the NPP's candidate polling 1,783. The other parties, New Force Movement 35, CPP 31, the Movement for Change 31, the APC 24, GCPP 20, GUM 10, NDP 8, LPG 5, independent candidate 5, 2, and the GFP, Madame Ikuadonko, not counting in this poll. So certified presidential results. Of course, Akachi North, Volta constituency, not surprisingly, showing up and voting massively for the NDC, reflected on the parliamentary side with its candidates, as we said earlier, Mr. Peter Kwesi Nochukoto winning 10,837.
But he did better, because on the NPP side, they got more votes.
So on the NPP side, for the NPP's candidate, Simon Peter Kofi Ofosu.
This is 640000996. Good morning, GBC. Still awake and anticipating the solidarity. Keep them flowing. Somebody with tongue in cheek says the 24-hour economy has said it today. And today, nobody they sleep. God bless you, GBC. Have a happy Sunday. You think the Minister for Tourism has lost his seat to the NDC in second D? We will find out. Kennedy Ejapong's step down was indeed a step up for NDC. Stay calm. Change is coming. He says Ghana is green. NDC wins Asin Central parliamentary seat. We will. This is provisional. We will have it certified and put inside there.
Yep.
Good morning. Good work, GBC. Your name is Opong Junction. Oh, I see. You have Junction in your name. From Kumasi, Ejisu. Ejisu, indeed, you've done well. I started with you yesterday morning till now. God bless you. Greetings to your wife, Madam Mercy Boating. Wifey, Opong Junction is greeting you this morning. Good morning, GBC. Kindly let... you want Sporty Bet to add Ghana election to their games. You want to be betting on our elections? Nowhere more peaceful than Ghana. Aqua Thompson from Agona in Saba. Mathematically retaining and winning more new parliamentary seats is directly proportional to green president and inversely proportional to putting the blue in a position. Okay, you're giving us all kinds of mathematical permutations. Thank you for that. Please, who won Domi Kwabenya? Very simple question, 5 words. We'll give you the we'll give you the results at the right time. Somebody's greeting us again. Good morning once again. Be watching when your numbers change. Let me know. I'll switch over to you, Thelma.
Yeah.
Okay, lots of messages here, so let's go for this one. The rule of the game is vigilance, vigilance, vigilance. That's all. As is with everything in life, really, you have to be vigilant. If you're driving, you have to be vigilant. Come on, behave. Okay, sticker. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for your good work. The rule of the game is vigilance, vigilance, vigilance. I hope my people upstairs can clean this for me. Good morning. God is with us. No more losing. The victory has come. Thank you. United States with 51 states conducted. Let's see the comparison that the man is trying to make. My friend, behave. Conducted an election in 24 hours. Yet results were out same day, no stress.
They run a different system from us.
Exactly. You can mail in your votes.
Yeah.
No delay to an announcement of results. Africa needs to stop this. Please, don't go rogue on Africa all the time. They have a completely different system. They can mail in their ballots. Have you mailed in your ballots in Ghana before? They don't use thumbprints. They shade, they use pencils and they mark all that stuff. So please, you don't compare Agbelikaklu with pineapple, okay? It's two completely different things. So please.
Agbelikaklu with pineapple?
Yeah, you don't do that. So please, let's give Africa a break, all right? We beg you. We value your eyeballs, but please don't hate on us. Please, I want you to give me results of Damongo constituency. It's almost like a request show. All right, we'll get you Damongo at the right time. Thelma is in charge of all those things, so she'll get it for you. GBC, you guys are doing a great job. God bless you. This is Gift Adalete from Afienya Newland. All righty. Does it have old land too? Ghana in our names, man. Okay, I think we are probably done with my messages. I'll take a couple more. We'll take a quick break, and we'll probably refresh our screen a little bit. GBC doing a great job. God bless you. This is Gift Adalete. I think we're done with our messages for now. We'll get it refreshed, and we'll come back for more coverage of election 2024. Hashtag Ghana wins. Our WhatsApp number is 0264 000-996. So far, Thelma has called 4 out of 276 constituencies. More are being inputted into our system. We'll get them for you. Slow but sure wins the race. It's accuracy over speed. We'll take a quick break.
But during elections, emotions and tensions usually run high. Unfortunately, this is also the time when people choose to create and share information that is abusive, divisive, and emotionally charged. Refuse to be an enabler or victim to this. Media content, especially on social media during this election period, may contain dubious facts, abusive and hateful language, which seeks to trigger an emotional reaction from you. Chances are the information is false or the complete picture hasn't been presented to you. So why don't you take a second or two and calmly investigate the claim before you share or act on it? If you find information to be false or inaccurate, speak up, report it. Don't be a silent enabler of misinformation online. My name is Ajete Anand, and I think before I share. Do you?
This message is brought to you by the Department of Communication Studies, University of Ghana, with support from the Canadian High Commission in Accra.
Misinformation is real, so think before you share.
Welcome. Thank you for staying with our continuing coverage of election 2024. Kafi here.
Yes, and very soon we'll be putting in some of the details that we are receiving from the collation centers where our reporters are stationed, and we'll be feeding all the figures into our system here, and you'll be able to get a clearer picture of where things stand. Of course, we are getting loads and loads of numbers from the back entrance. We want to be sure that everything that we project to you are certified results, so that everyone is clear in their minds that we are heading in one direction or the other. For now, loads of uncertainties in Ablekuma West, where the NPP's Ursula Osue-Kufuor's seat appears shaky according to portals that we are monitoring, but it's nowhere near an end of counting, so a lot more could still happen on that front. The Yendi seat turning green from the provisional results that we are getting is also one of note. I'm seeing reports suggesting that the Honorable Kojo Nkrumah has retained his seat in Ofuase Ayerebi, and we'll be getting some of those figures for you pretty shortly. It appears from the provisional results that we received from Ofuase Ayerebi that the NDC's candidates polled 13,415 of the votes, and the NPP's candidates polled 18,601. So we'll wait for the certification so that we can bring that also to our screen, and we'll be able to add to the tally. For now, they remain provisional results as we await the final go-ahead from the EC and to the team of journalists there, and that would include our reporter as well. Kath.
Okay, so a couple of provisional results being monitored. Henry Quartey losing Ayawaso Central seat. NDC winning Asin Central seat. That used to be the seat for Kennedy Ajapong. MPP's Farouk Mahama losing Yendi seat to NDC. So a couple of provisional results. Our board will light up with the certifieds, and then we will give you a clearer picture of how things are going. And you can just let us know what your feeling is, where you are, hopefully at home, or maybe at work, if you're a night duty worker, like just closing your shift. It's like us. Yeah, so send us a message on 0264000996.
Okay. Kath, I think your screen is still
buzzing, eh?
Too much.
Yeah, let me just go talk
People have a lot to say, and we are here to listen.
Sure.
So your thoughts are not the thoughts of GBC. We are just monitoring the numbers as we are getting them across from our correspondents across the country. Yep.
Okay, so messages coming in. Board has been well refreshed. Somebody is saying don't shout. We don't have any audio here, so good morning, Captain Thelma, Fred Amenya. Thank you very much for the good job you guys are doing. Please, you want results from Afajato South constituency since MPP held a press conference on Friday night there about some being smuggled into Togo, or is that from Togo? So we'll get you that when we get it. All right? Is that okay? Okay. You also want, it's almost like a request show. More results coming up. Let's see. Let me just come this way. Okay. You want results from Afajato South? Okay, good. Please share the result for Adenta if you have it. Okay, we don't have it yet. But it's kind of frozen. Well, yeah, so we are not happy with the people who have been killed, lost their lives. Tell the NDC they should work hard to retain their seat forever. Nothing lasts forever. You know that. Prepared, when you go into an election or a competition, be prepared to lose, be prepared to win. You need the results for Hohwe. You will get them. Don't worry. Stay with us. Good morning. MPP all the way. We don't want small chicks. Okay, is that the I understand the technical word is nkokoma, chicken, baby chickens. But he did a literal translation. Why not? You want to know the parliamentary results for Ablekuma West.
Ablekuma West is still being counted, and our team is still at the Collation Center. We'll bring you the report, the final report, as soon as we get the confirmation.
Thank you. This is Chumesi Dapa from Amansi Bekwa. Great job. You want to know?
Amasaman.
You want to know the parliamentary results for Amasaman. You mean the parliamentary results? We'll get them for you. Do not worry at all. Okay, good morning to you. Message has come in. You think that the MPP has messed up lots of investors who came to Ghana to invest? And the success of a government is measured by job creation, not infrastructure. Roads don't feed citizens, so creativity, invention, innovation of jobs to gainfully employ citizens is what keeps a party of government in power, not bridges and overpasses. And then you bammed yourself. Bam. All right. Good morning. Why not? Don't wait for anybody to bam you. You bam yourself. This is Abraham. What's the parliamentary results for Ashaiman? You get them. Do not worry at all. There's another one coming in. God will speak for Dr. Mahamadou Baumian. Okay. All right. Thank you. Kath, the NDC winning? That's the question you're asking me. And you're saying, Sarah Kath with Thermal Multitude, you guys are doing a great job. Shout out to the GBC Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. All righty. So far, we have 4 out of 276 constituencies.
Yes, we are also getting provisional results across multiple platforms. Graphic Online projecting that Henry Quarte has lost Ayawasu Central to the NDC's Abdul Rauf to Bazu, and the NDC, we are told, has snatched Kennedy Japon's Asen Central seat from the NPP, and the NDC's Laurentia Ajoajiwonu also snatches the Kwapim South seat from the NPP. Provisional results coming in. Once we do get the confirmed figures from our correspondents, we will input them into our system and you'll get a clearer picture.
Indeed. Back to the message board 0264 000-996. Okay. You guys doing a great job. Hope for the best. NDC has won already, you think? And you think NPP should just accept? We are only 4 out of 276, Let's take it easy. None of the Ashanti votes have come through yet. Only one voter has come. Lots of Eastern left, lots of Greater Accra. It's a lot. There's a lot
of the rest of the country.
Yeah. Upper East, Upper West, Northern, so many. So there's one here. Come on, once again. GBC, keep it up. You're doing a great job. Hello, GBC. Hey, GBC, keep it up. Okay.
You sound surprised.
That we are here. This is our job now. This is what we do. Yeah, this is what we do. Okay. All right. The messages are now coming in like, it's not
like waves.
I'm telling you. Yeah. People have just woken up.
Yes.
Fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they're wondering us. This is why we're still here. This is David watching you live inside your hotel room with your girl. Yeah. Okay. All right.
How do you make that
conclusion? Too much information. TMI. How did it go in the Ashanti region and Katu North? We'll find out pretty soon. Why is everywhere quiet?
Okay. We haven't been outside since last night.
Yeah. We're respecting the noise pollution laws, so it's good. How many MPs for MPP and NDC? You want to know? You'll know soon. Chumesi Dapa, we are here with you all the way. Okay. Somebody says, I've been having sleepless nights. All right. I'm sorry. Who's leading this moment at the presidential? We've gotten 4 out of 276, correct? At this presidential?
We have some on the presidential side and some on the parliamentary side. Okay, but we do have a bit more because we still have those numbers to input from Bolga East and Garu.
Yes.
Our correspondent, Peter Gengre, will send those certified figures for us and we'll put them through in our system as well.
I've been having sleepless nights with you. I'm following you, Pa. I now understand why I should pay my TV license. You're doing a wonderful job. Thompson Aqua, Agona and Saba. Please, Thelma, please find the short code and drop it. Now that he says he wants to pay, we can give him the TV license short code.
Oh, we can.
So that he can pay.
Of course.
Right now.
Easily. Easily.
When the customer is ready to buy, you don't waste time. Yeah. Results from Afram Plains, that's what you want. Okay. Parliamentary, we'll get it for you. Do not worry too much at all. Someone is just giving us fancy. GBC, you're too much. All right. We thank you very much. Your name is Raja, watching us live, and you're enjoying the coverage. Okay, so these are some of the messages that you've sent us so far, and keep them coming in thick and fast. We'll read as many of them as we can. So a lot of you are just very grateful. We thank you very much. Thank you for the good job. We should try and declare to free our minds. Okay, all right. We're going slowly and methodically because that's how we have to do it.
Slowly but surely.
Yes, indeed. There's a message there that just says NDC all the way with 3 Ghana flags and 3 muscled arms. Okay. Come on, the GBC. You guys are doing good work from Atikbo. Prosper. All right. Kafui, once the presidential results are not ready, please let us know the parliamentary results. Okay. And you want to know the results for Adenta and Medina. Our people are furiously in the background inputting the results, and it will reflect on our board. So
I think we should just say it over and over again that for these collation centers, until the EC official actually comes out to call the numbers, we can only say they are provisional results, and we cannot put the provisional results in the place where we've reserved for certified results. So the diligence, perhaps the word I would want to use on the speed of the process, but we are trying as much as we can to get a lot more of those details in for you.
Okay. Lots of humor, early morning humor. Good morning. It's good morning already. GBC Kudos, 24-hour economy is practical already. You've been with us throughout the night. Greener we go, says fully at that day from Akachi. Good morning, GBC. Well done. Kafu, we cannot sleep here in Canada. We need a winner. Oh, sorry. And you are dealing with the time difference thing too. So it's, you are still probably, depending on where you are in Canada, you're probably still in Saturday. Oh, we are doing our best. We're doing our best. We'll get it for you. Good morning.
Kaf, we can take a pause and go over to the Teaming University constituency of Ayawaso West Wogon, where our correspondent Godfred is ready to share some details with us. Godfred, thank you for making time to join us. What can you report so far?
All right, let me welcome you all back to the Women Collation Center here at the University of Ghana campus. As I speak, we're still on it. The coalition officers are still collating the results. But then we've not even crossed from the presidential results to get to the parliamentary results. So we are still on the parliament and the presidential as the coalition goes. But then the situation here is that because it's been a stressful and long day, majority of the people in the room are sleeping. In fact, you barely see 2 or 4 people or 3 people awake. Almost everyone in the room, except the coalition officers and some media personnel that are awake observing the process. When you come to the outside of the building, like in the earlier videos that you showed, you could see crowd, teaming youth chanting and singing and dancing and doing all sort of things. Now, if you look at it outside, it's barely empty. The few people left here are also sleeping. Some sleeping on the floor, some even on the roadside, risking their life, and even in the mosquitoes. So sleeping. And the reason is that they said it earlier. They are not going to leave here until the results are mentioned, and they're going to do all that it takes to protect the results that they have been brought in here. So yes, the few people here are asleep, and the process is ongoing. The police officers are all around. They are seated on their motorbikes, some in their vehicles, and these vehicles are already parked on. So it means that for any emergency, they are ready to respond. One thing that we need to also talk about is the presence of the ambulance. The ambulance service has been here from morning to now. They've been following this from morning to now, and their machine or car is also on, ready for any emergency services. So here, this is the situation at the moment. We are still observing the process. We hope that you will get things done, and then the declaration will be made so that we all can go back to rest a bit. In fact, it's not easy. But then when it comes to
probably water or some snacks. You'll be there, you wouldn't know where it will come from, but then you see that people will be sharing some snacks like pie, drinks, and water to keep us a bit not so much hungry, but then to support us with this stuff. So yes, we are coping with the situation. We can't leave, but then we need to give our viewers the updates here. So far, we know that there are some results that are, flying over the internet. But the reality here is that ongoing. We've not even crossed from the presidential to the parliamentary for us to get who has won this constituency. And so, whatever that comes up, you will let out across the country.
Watching these people who swore that they were going to protect the vote and protect the ballot to nature. So once again, nature won, body nil for these ardent observers. Perhaps they have an inner eye, a third eye, that is helping them keep things in their line of sight, even as they take a little snoozle. So live scenes now from the Ayawaso West Wogon Collation Center, and we are seeing the very tired after a group of supporters are currently there. They're currently there, but in dreamland, and so we'll get back to them a bit later, and hopefully perhaps we'll get a better sense of where things are at. Kafi.
Okay, so I was looking, just checking out the portals again, giving you some news, provisional results.
I can scoot to our screen where I see, so this is what I love to see. So when I look towards that side, and then I see
you've gone to 8.
So I see that red on top of the page. Yeah. I just know that I need to get up. Some more parliamentary results coming in on our screen. I see Second D, I see Ascent Central, and I see Gomoa Central as well. Kaf, let me start with Second D. Second D constituency has voted for the parliamentary, and 14,558 has gone to Blay Nyameke Ama, and 11,084 has gone to Mr. Andrew Kofi Ejapa Mesa. Numbers again? We are seeing the results for Second D constituency, 14,558 for Mr. Blay Nyameke Ama, and 11,084 for the incumbent NP Andrew Kofi Ejapa Mesa, which means that the incumbent NPP candidate, Mr. Ejapa Mesa, has lost Second D. Second D has turned green. And if we interrogate the figures in a bit more detail, 62% turnout, 41,634 registered voters, and 25 valid ballots were cast in that constituency. Rejected 176. So safe to say Second D goes green.
What was the turnout for Second D?
62%.
Can you compare that to 2020?
So if I quickly go to the 2020 figure for this same constituency, look at that here, 76.73% as compared to this election turnout in that constituency at 62. Wow. So we are still seeing the dynamic of low voter turnout playing out here. Even in 2016, there was a 70% turnout in Second D.
70.
This year, we are seeing that drop to 62.01%. So these are the parliamentary results for Second D constituency. Let's get some more from the screen Ascent Central, and as we have reported, and wow, what a close contest it has been. But Second D going Ascent Central going green, Ascent Central going the way of Second D, flipping from blue to green, and these are the results again with a turnout of 62% for that constituency, 52,441 registered voters with 32,269 valid votes cast. And this is the breakdown, Kafui. The NDC's candidate, Mijima Shaibu Noreen, polled 16,343, and the NPP's candidate, Anewu Godfred, polled 15,926. So barely less than 1,000 votes, making the difference for these two candidates. And it makes you think, no wonder it has taken a bit of time for this to be put together, because I have no doubt that a few recounts would be made just to make sure that the figures are just right. And like we keep saying, this is why due diligence is important. Kafui, I see one independent candidate coming into Parliament House on the 7th of January 2025, and it is from Gomoa Central constituency, where Mr. Obeng Kwame Asari has polled 14,277 of the votes, and the NPP's Nana Eya polling 11,637. The NDC candidate, Mr. Yosin Mohammed Naim Dean, has polled 10,112. So these are results from the Gomoa Central constituency. If I compare this 2024 figure to the figures that we saw in the year 2020, the NPP's candidate won that constituency with a commanding 20,527 votes in the last election in 2020. Today, that same candidate, Naneya, has lost a number of votes, polling 11,637. So those are the numbers that we have for Gomoa Central constituency. There's a few more that we would like to pick from our correspondents. Kafui, who do we have on the line?
We do have Homo, I believe.
Homo Kosum Abdullahi is joining us, and I wonder where the numbers are, where she is. Homo, Ablekuma Central has been one of the ones we are looking out for. What can you report?
So, most definitely, I am still here at Ablekuma Central. The process is terribly slow. We've been here since polls closed at 5 p.m. The polling, the EC officials have brought in their ballot papers. They've done what they are supposed to do. They've left hours ago. We still have the EC polling officials and everyone who is supposed to put together the figures. What they are currently doing is computing all the figures they have received from all the from the 304 polling stations within the constituency. They are currently inputting it into the computer. We are told that they have to finish inputting everything into the computer in the full glare of party agents before, once everything is done and everybody agrees with the results, they can announce it to the media. So if I can just paint a little picture for you. So when you come to the Odoko Police Church premises where the Collation Center is, we have the EC officials, we have the party agents, and we have the media inside the Collation Center. Now, if you come outside, before you get outside to the main building, we have some security officials who are within the premises trying as much as possible to prevent the agitated supporters who are way behind the main gate trying to get themselves inside. So initially we spoke to the EC officials. We've been told that they were supposed to get 2 projectors. The 2 projectors one was supposed to be inside where the media will see exactly what the EC is inputting into the computer, and one was supposed to be outside. But unfortunately, they couldn't get 2, so they have only 1 projector, which is stationed outside to make it easier for the supporters outside to see whatever the EC is doing onto the computer. So once in a while, you will hear shouts, you will hear celebrations. We don't know where the figures are turning into from 304 polling stations. We don't really know who is getting what, because don't forget that at this particular constituency, the competition is purely between the incumbent Abdul Latif Dan, who is an NDC currently in Parliament, and then Mr. Jefferson Saki, a former journalist and a presidential staffer, who is representing the NPP party. We have cited the presence of the current MP, Abdul Latif, around, who has told us that he's ready to make a statement once the results are released. Unfortunately for us, we haven't been able to cite Mr. Jefferson Saki ever since we've been doing the rounds from the morning till now. It's getting to almost 6 a.m. The process is terribly slow. A lot of people are so tired. You can see a lot of the EC officials and even most of the journalists on the floor sleeping. Everybody is just waiting. Everybody just wants everything to be done so that the results are released and we know where the state is going to. Both the presidential and the parliamentary results are still being inputted into the computer. So we don't know who is getting what. We don't know where it is going to swing towards. All we know is that they are dealing with 304 polling stations, and they are still inputting the results onto the computer. We are still here, Thelma.
Work. We think we're having a long night, but it's a long night for all the media that have been at the collation centers, especially after crisscrossing constituencies, visiting multiple polling stations throughout the day. Kaf, your favorite thing is happening on the screen.
Yeah,
more results coming in through our verification process, and would only project the numbers that we know have been verified. We do have loads and loads of those numbers, but we like to ensure that we keep only the ones that are certified, verified numbers on our screen. So this is coming from the Akachi South constituency, where predictably, being a stronghold of the NDC on the presidential side, has polled 31,564 against the NPP's 2,195. Rejected ballots, I keep saying, in third position, 481 votes. And Movement for Change, the New Force Movement 87 rather, Movement for Change 74, CPP 65, APC 53, GCPP 29, LPG 13, GUM 10, NDP 9, independent candidates getting 5, and Madame Ikuya-Donkos polls not counting. So these are the figures for similar number of voters going with the NDC. So a suggestion that let out to vote for the NPP and more, or about the same number of people as voted in the 2020 election turned out to vote for the NDC.
I just saw Mr. Ricketts Hagan's name crop up on your alert.
Okay, so let me go to our parliamentary results, and it's Cape Coast South coming up on the screen. Mr. Kweku Ricketts Hagan polling 1,500 169 of the votes, as against 1,245 for the NPP's Mr. Arthur Ernest, and we are seeing Mr. Emmanuel Mensah Ando Perry polling 165 votes, and Menu Isaac polling 23 there. So two independent candidates nowhere close to the dominance of the NDC and NPP, as we've seen in almost all the constituencies. Remember, we already have one independent candidate heading into Parliament come next year, but the Honourable Ricketts Hagan keeping this seat safely in the grips of the NDC.
But look at the turnout. This number is crazy.
Okay.
How can we have a 5.53% turnout?
So we need to work on those figures with a bit more detail, and then we'll have a clearer picture of what that situation could be. Let's get Akachi South. We saw the numbers for the presidential side. This is the parliamentary side, and it's interesting, Kafwe, if you would notice how there's about 1,000 less votes for the NDC on the parliamentary side than there were on the presidential side, and on the flip side, about 1,000 or so more votes for the NPP's candidate. Here's a suggestion of skirt and blouse voting, if I ever saw one, because you're looking at the same constituency showing up to vote by about 30,600, a little over that number, votes for the parliamentary candidate, and if you reference that against the numbers that voted for the presidential, you see that the difference is about I keep saying your math is better than mine, and you can see that the presidential has more votes. So skirt and blouse voting going on here, safe to assume. So more of the results coming in, and the screen will keep updating itself as and when the figures come through. Like we explained earlier, these are the results from only 5 out of 276 constituencies. This is nowhere near over, and we'll keep you updated on the results as we get them.
Okay, all right. Maybe I need to dash off to my board again and get some feedback from those who watch. They also want to hear their messages being read. So I'm going to the board and find out what my people are saying on the board. Hi, GBC. Good morning. We've got some official results coming up soon. Good morning. Do you know the fundamental of lies to Ghanaian people is weak? Ghanaians who will expose you. Okay. All right. So we've got some developments coming from So one of the
Ayawaso West Wogon. So we just spoke to Godfred, who is our reporter there. Distressing scene, an EC official appearing to be in some distress, and the ambulance service on hand to offer that critical care. It has been a long day, and fatigue is already beginning to set in. I'm hoping that the official, whoever they are, is going to be okay. And we'll keep monitoring happenings there.
We try bleeding, and then we give medications.
I earlier saw you checking somebody's. What were you checking? Is it temperature or BP or what?
The person's BP.
BP. Why at this time?
Why at this time?
Yeah.
For BP, you can check BP at any time whenever you know you are not feeling comfortable. Even BP can make you feel some headache and then stuff when it's high. Yes.
But why would the ambulance service be here with us from morning to now?
Ambulance service, our services, we don't have the time, and then as at when you need our service. For our service, we provide our service anytime, any day. Yes. And during cases like this, we are very important.
Have you rushed anybody to the hospital so far?
No. but we have been managing them in the car.
You mentioned the cases we've been receiving so far. Let's go again.
Oh, yeah, so many headaches. The headaches are many because of the stress and the stomach ache. Yes.
So you've been dealing with them. You have medicines for them?
Oh, yeah.
What have you been giving them?
Oh, for the stomach ache, we have translicates, and then we have some brufen for the pain. We have some antibiotics too.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So you're watching GBC News, our rolling coverage of election 2024. And we've got your messages. Our WhatsApp number is 0264000996. Let me read some of them. Okay, you guys are doing a great job. We thank you for that. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Good morning to you. This is another message that's coming. If NDC wins this election, it will show you how Ghanaians think. And if NPP also wins this election, it will also show you how Ghanaians understand development. Okay. All right. More messages. This is from Eric Ativo. You wanted to take a moment to express how proud you are of the entire GBC team for our exceptional coverage of the 2024 Ghana election. Your commitment to fairness and accuracy has been truly impressive. You've set a high standard for journalism in Ghana. As a former worker at Volta Star Radio Ho, you understand the hard work, dedication that goes into delivering quality broadcasting. You've had the privilege of working behind the scenes. You know how much effort it takes to bring news and information to the public. You say you are just lauding us for our good work, and you urge us to keep shining. This is Mr. Eric Ativo of MMTI School of Journalism. Oh, thank you so much. Akbar. Somebody says, I need Okaikwe North and South. We need it too. Don't worry. We need it more than you said. Ghanaians are watching. God is watching. Ghanaians are watching. God is watching. Just keep the good up, work up. Your Christmas celebration has just started today. Once a party won. Okay. All right. Good morning. Please, can someone... wow, so many messages here. People will win this election peaceful. Yeah, so just keep it peaceful. That's what we want, man. Keep it peaceful. So many messages coming in, so I'll let them load. And then I will go... this is one... GBC, vous faites un bon travail, un travail époustouflant. Je suis Moses from Ivory Coast, merci. Since we're doing a great job, and he's Moses from Ivory Coast, just across the border from us. Good morning to you and the crew. Keep on going. All right. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. You think if Mahama wins, he has to run more than 16 regions to thank them. Secondly, bringing jobs to the youth will really help a lot. See how the youth can't sleep. All right. So those are your suggestions for whoever wins, if he wins. All right. You know, we're still quite a long way to go with the declaration of the results. Good morning to you and the crew. Here it goes. Come on. Doing a good job. Keep it up. Okay. Good. It's a lot of messages. Let's just keep them flowing through. 0264 000 996. Kudos to Ghanaians for not sleeping off these elections. Yes, indeed. I know what it's like to sleep when you're covering an election. I know too well. You want to know when the 72 hours started? The 72 hours started from the time we voted. Okay, so yeah. I'm sure by Tuesday, everything should be done. They are trying to get it done quickly, so that, but accurately, because we're not sacrificing truth for accuracy. Oh, que le Ghana gagne dans la transparence. We Ghana win in transparency. Okay. Somebody here looking for Amasaman constituency from our chair, Bacha. We'll get it for you. Don't worry. Don't worry at all. Okay. I think those are the kind of messages I have for now. Thelma will be coming back to give us more of the messages when they come through. Remember, you can find us on Facebook. It's Ghana Broadcasting Corporation on Facebook. And our WhatsApp number, put it on your phone right now, 0264 000-996. Okay, what's the result of the Ashanti? Ashanti is big, lots of constituencies there. We'll get as many of them for you as soon as they are certified. That's what Thelma keeps harping on. You have to be satisfied with certified results, okay? We can only talk about provisional stuff, but once it gets on our board, then it means it's been certified. And so it's a rigorous process of making sure that you're putting in good stuff, so that it's not garbage in, garbage out, okay? All right. I'm going to go back to school, back to my chair. Thelma, how's it going?
It's going pretty well.
Yes.
And for many of the centers, our reporters are telling us that it does not seem like the EC officials are ready to declare. I'm getting reports from my colleagues in Dom Kwabenya, for example. One of you asked on our screen what is happening there. Our team is at the collation feel of what's happening there. The officials are not ready to make that official declaration yet. Hagar Wusu and the rest of the gang are there, and they are. So if you're interested in the result, has 6 seats, 2 in the central region, Asin Central and Asin North. Asin Central going to Shaibu and Rain, and Asin North being retained by James Jachi Quaison. 1 seat in the eastern region for the NDC Upper West Achim constituency candidate Emmanuel Dra winning that seat for the NDC. In the Volta region, Akachi North and South remain in the grip, I beg your pardon, of the NDC. And in the Western region, Second D has turned green for the NDC. The NPP, out of the 9 that we've collated so far with our team, has a Trema East and a Trema West constituencies under their belt. Madam Abna Osei Asare, like I've said, at the Ministry of Finance, and we're seeing Lauret Koko Asante also winning that seat for the NPP. Independent candidate in the Central Region, Gomwa Central Constituency, Mr. Kwame Asare, winning that seat.
A+.
And so,
for those who don't know, he's a musician and a politician, and he's now going to Parliament. Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. When we return, we'll bring you some more details into our analysis of the results that are trickling in from the collation centers. This is GBC's running coverage of election 2024 on GBC News and GTV. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Sheikh Armiya Shuaib. I'm the spokesman for the Chief Imam and a member of the National Peace Council Governing Board. Peace is a gift of God to us. It's a universal principle. This has kept our nation since our return to democracy in this country. It's something that we must all preserve. We need a peace now, before, during, and post-election period, so we can keep the unity and harmony of our country. I, Sheikh Armiya, pledge for peace.
Commissioner for the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, Ghana, I pledge for peace. And I encourage all well-meaning Ghanaians, particularly as we run into the election period, to stand up for peace. Because we have only one country, and without peace, then we will. I encourage everyone, children, women, men, public servants, private citizens, civil society organizations, to pledge for peace.
5 minutes to 6, December 24, so a day after Ghana went to the polls, and the results are coming in, and we are lighting up our board with information. And for those of us who are, we drank endless cups of coffee. So thankfully we have replacements who will take over in about 4 minutes or so and continue the coverage with you. Thelma, anything to report on the board?
Why are you putting pressure on the next team to come and take over? It's like 4 minutes. It's like a countdown.
I'm telling you.
Next team,
I'm telling
come
you.
and take over and let's scoot out of here. But this is the sight I love to see when new results come in, and we have one new one for the presidential side. Upper West Achem, we've already seen what happened there on the parliamentary side. We've just input the data for the presidential, and the NDC's candidate, former President John Mahama, has 23,380 votes against the NPP's candidate, His Excellency Dr. Baumia, polling 13,612. The other parties coming nowhere close. But Kafui, just look at the massive number of rejected ballots in this constituency. It's 1,297 rejected ballots for this particular constituency. Turnout at 61.7%, and we are seeing those details now. So on the presidential side, still maintaining 1, 2, 3 from 6 of 276 constituencies. And we have one more on the parliamentary side as well. Upper West Achem, the vote for Mr. Emmanuel Dra of the NDC, who polled 22,759, as against Mr. Frederick Obing Adom, who polled 15,702. The incumbent NPP MP losing that seat to the NDC. So 9 out of 276 parliamentary seats certified for us at the screen.
Okay, let me see what else we can reward as I just make a cursory flip through the headlines that we have in our portals. 2024 election results, provisional until otherwise certified. Let's see, I'm looking at graphiconline.com, couple of headlines. NDC's Laurentia Chiwono snatches Equipim South seat from MPP. NDC snatches Kennedy Bongs as in Central seat. It's no longer a seat, it's gone. Henry Kotti loses Ayahuasca Central to NDC's Abdul Rauf Tubazu. MPP's Farouk Aliu Mahama loses Yendi to the seat to NDC. Mahama expressing concern over military personnel deployed to cause chaos at collation centers. Kwame A Plus wins Goma Central parliamentary seat as an independent candidate. Collation still ongoing at Eblekoma West. MPP Sasila Uwusu Ekfu seat really shaky. Generally low turnout across the country. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of soul searching for those who are affected by that low turnout. Some of the margins are really, really small, which just supposes that if there were more people at the polls, things could have turned. For those who also had to compete with, not against not against just a party, but maybe an independent candidate who came from your stock, that also causes problems because you split votes.
Yep.
Yes, yes, indeed. And then all of a sudden, you are pushed into a position where you would wish maybe should we have handled this better so that we keep. As one famous American general said, he'd rather have all the men in the tent pissing outside than for you to be outside peeing into the tent. Yes, so you want to have the people in the tent and not the urine.
And what lessons, and I go back to my earlier analogy much earlier in the evening, have we learned from the 2020 polls, especially on the parliamentary side, which got us a near-hand parliament at 137 apiece with one independent candidate? And if it taught us any lessons at all, it should have been that independent candidates can make a difference.
Big time.
And today, once again, we are seeing that play out. We are also seeing the suggestion from one of the people I spoke to at the polling station where I voted that they would rather not vote for another party than to vote for their party, knowing that they have not delivered on the expectation of, economic empowerment, whatever their manifesto promises are. They would rather sit it out than to vote for another party when they are so staunchly A, B, or C.
Before we scoot out of here, let me give you a parting gift. Your board has lit up again.
Yay! And this time it's another parliamentary results. Let me go and see where we are getting this from. Cape Coast South. And of course, it's the Honorable Ricketts Hagen's constituency.
Good.
The parliamentary result coming in 21,277 as against the NPP's candidate NS Arthur, who polled 14,163. So Kweku Ricketts Hagen keeping a firm hold on that seat for the NDC.
Okay, that brings us to the end of our stint here. And our people are just waiting in the wings. You know, it's like when you have your when the coach says it's time to bring on the substitutes, and then he raises the board on the football pitch, and then the people start warming up. So I can see Doreen warming up. I can see George warming up, and people are saying, change coffee. They are hot, They are hot. They are ready. So,
and we'll hand over the baton to them, and we'll see what they also have to report. Our correspondents across the country, we are getting reports going in many of the baton now, and they will carry you through the day until we get to where we want to get to.
I like their initials. You know, we had SM, then we had the SM movement.
Yeah.
And you have me and you, Katie. This is DG.
Yeah, DG.
Director General.
I didn't think about that one.
DG, the DG team is here. Team DG, what's up? What do you have for us?
Charlie, continuing from where you guys are going to leave off.
One time.
The results coming in, certified results, surprises. Earlier when we started, I told Doreen that we're going to have a lot of surprises. Yes, we have surprises, but the surprises we have actually surprised us.
Some surprises you didn't expect.
Certain things, some of the turnouts. I mean, Osla.
Yes.
It's a big surprise.
Yeah.
That was the West Wogon. I'm from Yawaso North.
Okay.
That's around Newtown,
Okay, all right.
Nima. So we share boundaries with Yawaso Central, Henry Cote.
Yes.
That's just surprising because he was very strong in the constituency.
That has been a stronghold of the NDC.
And his presence actually felt in the constituency. So I never thought that he was going to lose.
And he has a big presence.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes, literally. So
Minister for the Interior.
Yes.
Such, Operation Clean Your
very much
Front Page.
surprised. Yes,
Such a key
very
figure.
much surprised, and also surprised about the NDC's performance in the Western region.
Yes,
Second D, very interesting performance there. But again, confirms a lot of things that Musa Dankwa talked about, especially in the Western region. He warned the NPP that it looks like they're focusing too much in the Ashanti region, but they should also focus in the Western region because things might turn out not going right for them. And those are some of the surprises that actually surprised us. Good luck.
The surprises of surprises. Nice one. Well, thank you so much. If you see us yawning, there's no surprise. We're sleeping.
I know.
So we are so grateful to see you guys.
Okay.
Team DG.
All right.
Yes, it is so.
Over to you.
So,
guys, this is where we beg leave of you and we leave you in the capable hands of Doreen and George. Kath,
yes,
let's go get some sleep.
One time. See you guys.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Misinformation is real, so think before you share.
Hi, I'm Ajete Anand. But during elections, emotions and tensions usually run high. Unfortunately, this is also the time when people choose to create and share information that is abusive, divisive, and emotionally charged. Refuse to be an enabler or victim to this. Media content, especially on social media during this election period, may contain dubious facts, abusive and hateful language, which seeks to trigger an emotional reaction from you. Chances are the information is false, or the complete picture hasn't been presented to you. So why don't you take a second or two and calmly investigate the claim before you share or act on it? If you find information to be false or inaccurate, speak up, report it. Don't be a silent enabler of misinformation online. My name is Ajete Anand, and I think before I share. Do you?
This message is brought to you by the Department of Communication Studies, University of Ghana, with support from the Canadian High Commission in Accra.
Misinformation is real, so think before you share. Misinformation is real, so think before you share.
Jama, yavan kariya yala me hikuta. Pampana dunenga timbenga. Bunga na sara mbona information. Unam BJ jan kinan di phone kinan kara TV kinan bi internet tun ana bambona information. Election world ngang te ja nyira jali mine man banjimi alo so me ma san kan ka yala nga mo en kan na anyira internet nga yala nga mo la bi grilla san nga tinga election na se tum bang ayala me he anan gri tan anyo agwele ta kana na bambo yala aputime he tu bobo tin na bantu abo amahinga anyi gri pon anamanya wuye na yala nga en kan na amo yala to kinsarabi ablama say emga anlo kanye kala mangala di kagrila ayala nga enkananga ayala mo ne kan manga yala la ondi binnebi yala mehe on yala chabe amne kanga sie adana de era amun yala anta so karba ayala nga numbo mo anyi adana chabe jin anyi wanana ajibala adana yana antara yala manganga anulwa setan saudi ayala na ambia yala pun yala mehela atare yala manga apun ayala na impana wonna abaha se in lokanye dijana man an eji yala me amman banyiwa amen yala ayala nga be baba yala bala kinan pana waka amahinga pun anyaka sige kana biebe ekumban blana banyala na to da yala inna social media and bunga na saram bona share aduku ninjana yorola abdul high moment man mantia han share bon social media kenam kana.
This message is brought to you by the Department of Communication Studies, University of Ghana, with support from the Canadian High Commission in Accra.
Misinformation is real, so think before.
is that people who are not getting the Good morning to you and welcome to the continuation of our coverage for election 2024. Yesterday was a very interesting day in the entire country where Ghana went to the polls to elect a president and 276 parliamentary members of parliament, and it has actually entered into the second day, which is today, and today is Sunday, December 8th, the year 2024, and it's morning after voting yesterday, and collation is still going on at the various collation centers, and we'll be getting the results in us and when they come to us. So we just had Kafu and Telma having their session. Myself, together with Doreen, will take you through what to expect today, hopefully, if everything is said and done, and of course the Electoral Commission coming out with the final announcement, mainly for the presidential slot, because it's the chairperson of the commission who is the returning officer for the presidential election. So welcome to our coverage. Let's have a nice time, and thank you very much for staying with us. We are so grateful that you've been with us throughout the whole process, and we promised that we're going to let you into exactly everything that is happening and giving you details of what's also happening and some of the surprises that I told Kafu earlier that also surprised us. You can send us a WhatsApp message on 026-4000-996. 026-4000-996. I'm here with Doreen. Doreen. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're good?
Very good.
All right.
I'm just tired, but I mean, we're good. I mean, for one country, so we are here.
Well.
Yeah.
All right. What's up?
Well, I mean, Delma and Kabu were talking about the results that were coming in, and like you mentioned earlier, the number of surprises that we all did not expect to see, but they are still coming in. We are hoping that as the hours go by, we'll get some more results, and then we'll populate it into our app and give our viewers a clearer picture of what is happening. But if you look at results from across board, it seems that the NDC is leading in a number of constituencies and even the presidential elections. But these are just figures coming in. We wait for the Electoral Commission to give us the certified and verified results so that we can confidently say who is winning, who is losing, who is going to parliament, and who gets to stay home.
Okay, all right. Still picking reports from our correspondents at the collation centers to get exactly the certified results for you as we speak now and on our screen.
I think Barbara cannot hear you.
All right. I think these are pictures and... The expectation was that nobody's going to die in this particular exercise, but I think that so far about 2 people have lost their lives.
Yes, 2 people.
Because we go out there to go and vote, which is quite unfortunate. It need not happen, and I hope that we'll be learning more lessons, because it looks like we've not learned any lesson at all in what happened in the previous election in 2020 when we lost about 8 people, and this time around 2 was lost their lives. It's quite unfortunate. And issues concerning guns, shots here and there, that's also one of the things that some of these observer groups talked about and also noticed, and I hope that we can also do something about that. And the presence of the military, although we're told that they're actually going to be on standby and we're not going to have them in the constituencies and all that, but there's some reports of having military men moving into some of these constituencies. So we hope that something also will be done about that. But the Peace Council is also praying on the political parties to withdraw their supporters from the coalition centers. And then the EC is also doing the same, because according to the EC, it's making it difficult for them to collate the results and get it as quick as they can, because the Electoral Commission has promised us 72 hours to finally declare everything. Sorry.
Yes, George. Talk about the parties winning and those losing. Some members of some political parties have been making comments about what may have gone on right or wrong for them. And, the member of parliament for Subin, Eugene. Now, he's made a post on social media, on Facebook, and he says, we can't say that the results are certified, but he's saying we lost this general election in the last quarter of 2022. The 90 MPs who mastered courage and called on the president to relieve the finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, of his position due to his mismanagement of our economy. Keeping Ken at post till February 2024 meant that we were not listening to the very people who voted for us and therefore didn't deserve their vote in 2024. They have therefore punished us severely and taught the NPP a better lesson. Almost a third of registered voters, and he puts it in brackets, 6 million voters did not visit their polling stations to vote due to apathy. And he says, good night to you all. So he's talking about the fact that the party may have taken certain decisions which may have affected attendance to the polling stations to vote, and so apathy set into their base in the various parts of the countries, and so about 6 million people who they expected to have been voting for them did not show up. Meaning that they are literally.
But how sure is it that those 6 million people would have voted for them?
Well, you can never tell, but that is coming from a member of parliament for the NPP, and so you get the sense that maybe they are realizing what may be going on with the voters in the country. Wait to see final results, although everything seems to be. Every
incumbent actually suffers in their second term.
Exactly.
If you look at our political history, every incumbent actually suffers in their second term. So it was expected, also not expected, but expectation part has got to do with, the surprises and the margins that you actually.
It's the margins for me. It is the margins for me.
Which is very interesting. But if you also look at the turnout, in 1996 we had a 78% turnout. In 2000 we had a 63% turnout. In 2004 we had an 85% turnout. In 2008 there was a 70% turnout. In 2012 there was an 80% turnout. In 2016 there was a 68% turnout. And in 2020 there was a 79% turnout. If you read the trend, anytime an incumbent is going into an election after its second term, there's some bit of struggle in there. The turnout actually drops and all that. But we'll be talking more about that when finally everything is
out. For me, it's the margins, because I'm reading even for the results that are not certified for the parliamentary. Now, if you go to Asante Achim North, the member of parliament, Andy Akubi seems to have lost his seat to an independent candidate.
It was expected.
And if you look at the margin,
it was expected.
Andy Akubi lost, he had 88,933 from what we are gathering, and the independent candidate had 26,926. That's around an 18,000 difference. And you would wonder how a member of parliament who is an incumbent, and Akubi is quite known everywhere.
But he wasn't popular in the party.
Well, because for some time now he's had some dissenting opinions about what decisions taken by the party, and even when it comes to their decisions in parliament. But even if he was losing, I was not expecting this margin.
Well, I was actually expecting him to lose because he wasn't popular in the NPP party. He wasn't popular in the constituency, and there was this whole campaign. We had a lot of members of the NPP supporting the independent candidate, and for them, the NPP, if the independent candidate wins, the expectation is that he's going to work with them in parliament. So they are not so much
really
worried
bothered
about that, because they wanted Andy to actually lose that particular seat, and he did, which unfortunately for him, which is very much unfortunate for him. He was part of those who were calling for
the removal of the finance minister.
Eugene was also part of those who were calling for the removal of the finance minister. and all that. So these are very interesting ones and interesting developments coming in. We'll be getting you some of the certified results when they come through from the Electoral Commission. Our correspondent will be just giving us those. Like I mentioned earlier, we have 9 out of the 276 constituencies certified. Doreen will quickly go over to the board there to really give us in of the latest one that we have so far. Yes, Doreen.
So, George, we've just received some additions to the numbers when it comes to the parliamentary, and for Central, the NDC has 4 seats already. These are Isikumo Dobin Brakwa constituency, and the member of parliament, the sort of the one who won for the NDC is Gansal Hassan Kobna. Asin Central constituency, Mijima Shaibu Nurin. Asin North constituency, James Jachi Quason, and then Cape Coast South constituency, we have Kofi Ricketts Hagan. Then in the Eastern region, Upper West Achim constituency, Dra Iman won for the NDC. Bolgatanga East constituency, Dominic Akuritinga Ayene won for the NDC. In Volta region, so far we have 2, but we'll be, adding on as and when our reporters feeding the information. And the Volta region, Akachi North constituency and Akachi South constituency, the NDC won. In Akachi North constituency, the candidate was Peter Kwesino Chukotoy. I think he is the ranking member on the Education Committee of Parliament. Yeah. And Akachi South constituency, we had Bernard Ahia for winning for the NDC. The Volta region, we know, has largely voted for the NDC. So some of these things in the Volta region do not expect it. The case of Hohoi, where the member of parliament on the ticket of the NPP, former energy minister, he won in 2020. Unfortunately, it seems we are not sure of what is happening, but if you read what the comments on social media, he seems to have lost. But we wait for our correspondents to feed us that information, and then we can say that that has been certified. In the Western region, 2nd D constituency, Blay Nyamike Ama. That's the Japamesa constituency, and the Japamesa lost that.
Japamesa last minutes to the polls itself decided to just put some construction skills in there, but the people actually did not fight for that or even holding for that. So they told him that, but you've denied us all of these things, and now last minute you're going to just give us these kind of development. There was he got one of the drip machines there to clear some parts of the road and all that, but all these things did not work for him.
I think voters are looking out for things that are more sustainable. Maybe they feel that if you had the resources to do all of these things now, maybe you could have spread it across so that even whilst you're in power, you could have made sure that these projects are there to benefit the entire community, and not wait till elections when everybody may have made up their minds before you bring in these.
Finish up and let's go for quick.
So we are done with the NDC. Let's go to the NPP. So far in the Eastern region, the NDC retained, I think they retained Etiwa East constituency. That's Abna Osayasare, the former Deputy Finance Minister. And then Etiwa West constituency, Laurette Koko Asante. Those are the constituencies we have now for the NPP. And the independent candidates in the Central region, Gumwa Central constituency, Oben Kwame Asare, also known as A+. He won that constituency. And you would wonder how he was able to pull that up.
Well, he was sure of winning. He got the people with him. He got the boys with him. I know A+ has a way of doing his own thing. He's quote-unquote a street boy, so he's able to actually get people to rally people along, and he did that, and then he won impressively. Though he was very confident that he was going to win.
He looked really confident because just around I think around 8, 9, he had posted on social media that he won, and I was wondering, was it that quick?
Yeah. So now we're going to have two independent
candidates. One in Andiapia
area, and then A+.
Is
as to who you're going to work with in Parliament, it's something that we'll wait to know and actually see.
Well, let's see if we have some more. Okay, those ones I already mentioned.
All right. I understand that in Asin Central, that's in Kennedy, Japan's constituency, NPP lost in that particular constituency.
Yes, I think I mentioned that here in
NPP lost in that particular constituency, Asin Central.
Yes, they lost in Mijima Shaibu.
Yeah, and an interesting one. Kennedy, Japan did not contest because he was no more going for that seat, and then he lost. So it looks like it was Kennedy, Japan they liked, not necessarily the political.
Well, we cannot use just this election to conclude. We need to wait for a number of elections to monitor the trend. The trends will tell us whether it's actually just Kennedy Japan.
Actually, that's sharp.
Well,
it shouldn't be that sharp.
You cannot tell.
All right, okay.
We wait for the next elections to see how that one also turns out.
Okay, we'll go for a quick break. When we return, I'll be sitting down with a political marketing strategist. Doreen will also be out there giving us the results and updates as and when they come in. Let's go for a quick break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
During elections, emotions and tensions usually run high. Unfortunately, this is also the time when people choose to create and share information that is abusive, divisive, and emotionally charged. Refuse to be an enabler or victim to this. Media content, especially on social media during this election period, may contain dubious facts, abusive and hateful language, which seeks to trigger an emotional reaction from you. Chances are the information is false, or the complete picture hasn't been presented to you. So why don't you take a second or two and calmly investigate the claim before you share or act on it? If you find information to be false or inaccurate, speak up, report it. Don't be a silent enabler of misinformation online. My name is Ajete Anand, and I think before I share. Do you?
This message is brought to you by the Department of Communication Studies, University of Ghana, with support from
Welcome back. It's day 2 of the 2024 general election here in this beautiful country, Mother Ghana. And we're actually getting the results, certified ones coming in from the Electoral Commission. And that's what we'll be projecting for you on our screen as and when they come in. And so far, we've had about 9 of those certified results coming from the Electoral Commission out of the 276. So to remind you that the Electoral GBC, we're grateful. GBC, we're grateful. Between these two major parties, does it go beyond that 8 years that people expected, and of course the challenges that people are also expecting?
Again, this way. Now, going to the election, the two major political parties, that's the NDC and the NPP. If you look at the two, NDC went into the election very strong in terms of organization as compared to the MPP.
Oh, really?
Yes, because if you look at more united, if you look at NDC, they were coming from opposition. So they had a lot of time to organize their primaries and all that. And we have a lot of people contesting at their primaries. So we didn't have a lot of disagreements to resolve conflicts after their primaries. But in the case of the MPP, there were lots of them that went into the contest. And then after the contest too, there were fallouts, particularly if you look at the case of Alan. That was a big fallout from it. They didn't have the chance to heal their wounds, their differences. And eventually what happened? He left the party, he went to form his own movement. That movement in itself was a shocker to the party. So he has his own followers, and he had specific regions, constituencies that he focuses attention on. So going into the election, if you look at this scenario, it was clear that the NDC as a party was more united, more stronger than the MPP going into the election.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Earlier you said that when I asked whether you're surprised, you said yes and no.
Yeah.
You gave me the yes, so what's the no?
Like I said earlier on, there were no surprises because some of the utterances from some of the incumbent members of parliament and all that, they were clearly not attractive to the voters. Yes. And the speeches that some of them make, once they are there for a long time, they feel it has become their bona fide properties and all that. So the utterances were not that much attractive to the voters any longer.
Okay, all right. And I'm sure there are a lot of lessons in here for all of them.
Of course, for all the political parties, there are good lessons to be learned from it. One of which is the fact that the voters in Ghana now have become more wiser, more understanding of the electoral process. There are so many ways that they can decide to punish you if the need be. Some may decide to stay away from coming to vote, as we are seeing now. Clearly, if you look at the low turnout that we see now, it clearly tells you that there are a lot of people who didn't move out to go and vote because there was apathy in the system, not only towards the current government, but towards the political system in general. So that fatigue, that voting fatigue, was something that was really contributing to a lower turnout. But again, this low turnout is a global phenomenon within the political system. It's not only restricted to Ghana. If you look at the Western developed countries too, more people are not turning up to vote as they used to be.
Expected to.
Yes. And then if you look,
same reason, losing confidence in the political system?
Yes. That has been the general feeling across the global literature. If you look at it, people are having dissatisfaction towards the political system, what they expect to get from the politicians.
Okay, all right. So, but of course, the confidence they are losing within the political system, but that's what we have. It's the same political system that we have. So, what can be done to actually get these people regain the confidence in the political system?
It has to take a lot of work from the political parties. First of all, the political parties themselves will have to realize that they have to realize it as a problem to work towards it. Now, if you look at all the political parties, they all have their strong, extreme loyal supporters. Yes. No matter what you do, they still believe in it. It's a tradition. Okay, and most people will always favor tradition more than novelty. Something that comes new. So that tradition is there.
It's a human thing.
It's a human thing. So the both parties, they are 40% or 42% is granted. And if you ask most of these people why they vote for party A or B, they don't even know. They just belong to the party.
Yeah.
So the real lesson is about that 15 to 20%.
Okay. All right. Just hold on for me. Let me go to Ablekuma and talk to Humu, who is ready for some reports for us. Humu, good morning to you. Good morning, Humu. Hello, Humu. Good morning.
Ablekuma Central Constituency. We've been here since 5 p.m. when polls closed at this particular constituency. The EC had to work with about 304 polling stations from the Ablekuma Central Constituency. Throughout the night, the EC have been trying to tabulate results from both the parliamentary and presidential elections at this particular constituency. Unfortunately, the process has been slow because we were informed by the EC officials that they only had one computer that they are using for the tabulation processes. So throughout the night, what the EC has basically been doing is guiding the party agents to cross-check their figures on their page sheet, as well as tabulate those figures onto the computer. Now, what's happening here currently is that there's a projector outside for the supporters and voters who were not allowed into the premises of the Collation Center. And inside here in the Collation Center, we have some selected party agents, we have some EC officials, as well as the media who are here to give coverage to the entire process. Because the EC has to work with only one computer, the process has been a bit slow. But what it did initially was to try to tabulate the results of the parliamentary elections. If I can just take you back a little bit, the parliamentary elections in this particular constituency is between two candidates, the NPP Jeffrey Saki, who is a former journalist and a presidential staffer, and the incumbent in parliament, who is the NDC MP Abdul Latif Dan. We cited Abdul Latif Dan a few moments ago, who is ready to address the media once the results are released. The EC has informed us that because the process had been slow, it has completed the process in tabulating all the results of the parliamentary elections. So what the returning officer, in a moment when he takes his seat, is going to do is to announce to us the results from all the 304 polling stations within the Ablekuma Central constituency. Once that is done, it will now go ahead to begin tabulation of the presidential elections. The returning officer is yet to take his seat, but if you can see in your shot, we have some selected media houses, we have party agents, we have some interested individuals, as well as the EC officials who have gathered round and ready to receive the parliamentary results from all 304 polling stations within the Ablekuma Central constituency. Behind the gate outside, enthusiast supporters and voters who cannot wait to finally get the results of who gets to win particular constituency. Is it going to be the incumbent who is currently and still in parliament, or is going to be the NPP journalist, former journalist, who have promised to turn the fortunes of the people in this particular constituency around? We are still waiting for the returning officer. We'll have to just wait a little bit more. Very soon, the returning officer is going to take his seat, and once he takes his seat, he's going to announce the results from this particular constituency. That's it for now. We're still waiting. We still have some pink sheets that the EC will be working with once the parliamentary results are released. If we look around, we can see the attire of some of the EC officials who had already completed their job and they have left for the house. In between those windows are the enthusiast supporters of probably some of the candidates who represented them in the just ended parliamentary elections. These are the ballot boxes that were packed here once the elections were done. So everything is packed here. We have the ballot papers inside the ballot boxes sealed appropriately, and out of tiredness, we have some EC officials who still have a long day, but had decided to take a little nap. Just across the table where the returning officer will be announcing the results of the parliamentary results. These are in your shot, the pictures we have in your shot. the returning officer will be taking his seat shortly. The returning officer will be taking his seat shortly, and once he takes his seat, he's going to be announcing to us results from all 304 polling stations within the Ableton Central constituency.
All right, so that was Humu, and coming from the Ableton Central Collation Center. We await the quickly make that announcement, and when he's set, we'll take you back to that Collation Center for that particular announcement. And as he said, to the NDC represented by Abdul Latif Dan, who is the incumbent member of parliament there, and then Jeffrey, who is also the member of the NPP, trying very hard to unseat Abdul Latif Dan. When we get that feed, and the returning officer is ready with that particular return from a central, but you can send us a WhatsApp on 026-4000-996, 026-4000-6400. Results coming in, and what he makes of the results, and what we all make of the results, what we make of those who have actually lost their seats, and the performances of the various political parties. We're talking about the trust that people are actually losing in the political system, and you're actually addressing the question I asked as to what can be done for that trust to be regained by the people. Yeah.
Yes, so as I was saying earlier, the parties themselves will have to realize that that is the problem. That's the starting point. So when they realize that problem, that's the only way they will not take advantage of the electorates. Now, because these people support the parties a lot, but when they come into power, they forget the work that the grassroots are put into anything. They wait until it is time for election before they go back to do last minute touches and all that. Now, every government since the Fourth Republic, they will wait until some election time, then they go back doing roads,
start performing magic,
doing roads, giving and all those things. And if you ask your question, why would they do that? The party or the reason why Party A list government after 8 years is the same reason, it's the same pattern. Nothing really changes. The pattern has always been.
So it means the parties are not learning.
They are not learning. Because once they get into power, the thinking is different. They find themselves in a different planet, detached from the very people who gave them the power and put them into power. So that's a new way of thinking that they have to really work on that.
What is it about power that changes the human being? Power is somebody once seen as very quote unquote noble, very sensitive, very respectful, good, I would say, suddenly gets power and turns the opposite of those values and attributes that he was known for. What is it about power?
Power is sweet. No, everybody tell you. Power is sweet. It's sweet in the sense that the sort of political power that you have is not only about the money, the followers you have. Everybody is giving applause, some kind of respect. Even respect that people do not even deserve before going into power.
That's true anyway, yeah.
We've just within an election, within a few days, your standard of living has changed. And that is what makes them have more swollen-headed and all that. So that power, as the saying goes, absolute power corrupts and absolute power indeed corrupts. It's something that is the human nature. Once you get power, not many people become very humble to remember where they came from. That's the problem you have. We are quick to forget about where we came from when we get the power. The very people that you are close with, your classmates, friends, that you deal on daily basis, once the power comes, their behavior changes. Well, it could also be because of the pressure of the workload on them. So once they get into power, the nature of that new position comes with its new friends and relations. That at times also takes away their attention from their base.
Okay. We also noticed very interesting twist here. I mean, so far, with some of the parliamentary results coming in, there are areas that we know is a no-go area for the NDC. Like Secondary, for instance. I mean, after Papa Usankuma left, Japan Mesa took over, and he's held that seat from 2016 to 2020. But suddenly, it's flipped to the NDC. If you look at Ayawasu Central, Henry Cote, after Isaac Kwe, who held the seat for a very long time, Henry also took over, held it for some time, as in 2016, 2020, flipped to the NDC. What are some of the reasons, really, for some of these interesting flips that we've seen so far? Areas that we know that the NDC, original or normal, they will not actually win at all in those particular areas. But this time around, they've actually won those areas. And not just winning, but winning convincingly with a good margin, I'll put it as such.
Yeah, it boils down to the same argument. And this is not only new to the NPP. The same pattern happened to the NDC as well.
In
2016. So normally what happens is that those people, they will not come, or they will not come and vote for the other party. But what they will do is that they will abstain from voting. Yes, they will abstain from voting. Unless something seriously happens at the last minute, that's when they will go and vote. The frustration, instead of going to vote for the other party, they would rather prefer to stay at home and not vote. Because as I've said, it is a tradition. It's a long-held tradition that they are not supposed to exchange it for a novelty or whatever it is. Now, which is as a result of the parties or the MPs not giving them that due recognition when they win the power. And because the parties also at times believe that whoever is put there will win because it's their stronghold, that feeling also takes away the seriousness with which they should deal with their constituencies. Don't be surprised, 4 years' time, you might come back here and have the same conversation. You see? So when you look at it, you also notice the pattern that those constituencies that were strong NPP constituencies, that flipped to NDC. Most of them are going back to the NPP.
Yes. Okay, all right. Let's talk about the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission is also in the news here. People are expecting that some of the certified results will come in as quick as the Commission promised. But the Commission is also saying that it's blaming the large crowds at the various coalition centers for the delay in the coalition and the declaration of results for the presidential and parliamentary election. But before we come to that bit of it, what do you make of the entire system, the entire process from yesterday into today, and how the EC has actually fared in all of this?
Yeah, coming into the election, the EC as a body has had a lot of negative publicity, especially from the opposition party. And this has always been the trend of the EC. The opposition parties always give them that negative publicity. So they had issues of credibility issues to deal with. So they've been very careful to not to deepen that perception. So if you look at, for instance, they open up a lot of the polling stations. They increase the numbers of the polling stations to reduce the crowding at the polling stations. So the usual crowds that we see at various polling stations, we didn't see much of that in this particular election. There were one or two issues, but that is to be expected in any election. But on the whole, I think they've done their best. They don't want to rush with issues, come and release results, and then come back and do a press conference to correct mistakes and all that. Because the EC has had that record before. where they came back to issue a press statement to correct a mistake they made. So they are also very, very careful, looking at the sort of lens that is on them, how people are watching to see how to handle this process. But so far, it is looking very good.
You know, they promised that they were going to give world-class performance.
Yes.
For this particular exercise. Yes. Although the earlier challenges with some of the processes that they started with. But would you say that the performance so far has been, I won't say world-class, but to the best of their description, better?
Yes, so far, I think I made this point earlier in the day where I voted. What I saw there, the party agents, they were all there. So when you are giving your ballot paper for the presidential, before you go and cast your vote, all the party agents were tallying. They were tallying to make sure that anybody who votes, they tally and they cross-check to see. So by the time you get your parliamentary voting slip to go and vote, they compare that again against the parliament to see that it tallies with all of them. So if there is any discrepancy, they will stop you, they will make sure they correct it before they go. So that has been an improvement in the balloting process. Yes. So if what I saw at where I voted, if it is something to go by, if it's something that has been replicated all over the country, then I think on that score, the EC has done very well on that score.
Okay. What do you make of the performance of the other political parties, apart from the NDC and the NPP?
That has been disastrous.
As usual.
Very, very disastrous. These other parties, I think they've just been wasting everybody's time.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why? It's a democracy. Why describe it?
Yeah, but we have to practice democracy with a bit of common sense. Because if you look at the money we waste accommodating all these minor parties into the electoral process, we need to think about it and have a serious conversation.
But democracy is expensive.
It is expensive, but as I've said, we also have, it doesn't mean we have to allow everyone. Now, assuming we had only 5 presidential candidates for this very election, if you look at the size of the
ballot paper,
half of that could have catered for 5 days. If you assume you had 5 presidential candidates, half of that resources, the paper, printing of the paper, make a difference. So they are put that policy within the 2 major political parties. You should find a space within it. Or so if there are,
wouldn't that be difficult if they go to just 2?
If there are not necessarily 2, but if you have 5 political parties, if you cannot fit into 5 political parties with your ideas, then I don't think where else will your ideas fit? If you cannot fit into that.
Okay, all right.
Because the results they are getting is not justifying their existence.
Yeah. It's not justifying their existence.
Yeah, it's not justifying their existence.
What do you make of Nana Kwame Bediako-Chada? Because he was one person that pulled a lot of support, especially coming from first-time voters and the Gen Zs. They loved him. I mean, when he's moving around, they love to hear from him. They love to hear him speak. And he's got that strong following. I remember I hosted him on one of our programs, and I mean, the following was that big compared to the other political parties that even appeared. But his showing is not so much stronger in this whole process.
Right. There's a difference between attitude and behavior.
Okay.
And between attitude and behavior, there is what you call an intervening variable. So people will express the intention, the likelihood to follow you, as we see during political rallies and all that. Let me take you back to CPP, Dr. Bakwesi Indu's time.
Yeah.
the crowd we had following him to rallies and all that, did that translate into voting? No, it wouldn't translate into voting because people were already expressing, people were looking for a space to entertain themselves, to release tension and all that. But when it's time for voting, that is where the intervening variables comes in to influence their decisions. So people will follow them for the fun of it, propagating their decisions, personal benefits that they'll get out of it.
Right. So you don't base your decision on
rallies, on rallies at all.
Oh,
but the people who go to rally, who are they? They are party loyalists who go to rally.
Yes.
They are not floating voters. Floating voters don't run up to people's rallies and all that.
Yeah.
So when you see people going to rally and all that, first of all, you have to look through all the people that are at that rally. Do they all have votes? No, because when you look at these rallies, you see people as little as 6 years, 7 years, also put on party t-shirts at rallies. That's what's up the numbers at rallies. But they don't have votes. And at those rallies too, there are also business women, people who sell food items and all that. They are not there on party colors, they are there to make business. So they are there to sell. So whether you belong to NDC or not, they will still go to NDC rally because they are there for commercial activity. So we need to, in fact, if you take all those out, before you can see the true value of rallies and how that translates into the actual voting intention of people.
All right, let's talk about Alan.
Yeah.
Again, he was expected to make some incursions in there, especially even from the Ashanti region.
Yeah.
All right. Would you say that his presence was felt in this process because you look at the performance of the NPP, or I mean, just didn't feel anything at all coming from him?
Definitely, he had an impact on the overall performance of NPP. But we have to look at the quantum. If you look at the history of breakaway individuals to form parties and movements, they always impact on their parent party. They take something away from their parent party. But it has never been strong enough to have a significant impact on the parent party. So that was where Alan's case was coming from. Now, initially when he moved out, he had a lot of sympathy followers, disgruntled members following him. By the time he pulled out, and by the time he pulled out, and the time the voting day, by that time, most people anger would have sublimed up for this thing. So most of them, even though at the time you do this, they were following him and all that, it was not expected that would translate into voting for him.
Oh, really?
No, it was not expected.
Oh.
They were only sympathizing with him on the surface and all that.
Because it sounded very positive too.
They have always sounded positive. All the other parties, apart from the major political parties, they've always sounded positive. But when you put some of them with the sort of confidence they have, and you look at the results, it does not match the confidence they have. They don't even get up to 1% in most cases. So when you put all of them together, I'm just waiting to see at the end of the polls what will be the percentage of all these other smaller parties.
The 10 of them.
Their percentage. What percentage they'll get out of it. To see if it justifies their existence in their political system.
Okay.
If they are not wasting our resources and everybody's time.
Okay. We'll be going to the board there to get the other results also coming in, the certified ones coming in from the Electoral Commission. Doreen will be joining us shortly, but if you're just joining us, this is our coverage, day 2 into the 2024 general election. The polls actually ended yesterday at 5 p.m. and from yesterday to speak now, we are getting in the results, and this time around, we've moved away from the sorting, moved away from the counting. We are now now actually at the collation stage, and then the certified ones coming from the Electoral Commission. So far, we've had a number of them coming in. We have about 12 of them coming in. We've actually dealt with 9 so far. Doreen will be taking over into the other results that are just coming, and let us know exactly what those numbers and those figures are saying. Also to remind you that the NDC is set to hold a press conference at 8, which will be only some minutes away from now. The NDC is set to hold a press conference at 8 o'clock at the party head office, and when we get signals at 8 o'clock, we'll take you over to their head office for that particular press conference. And this election has actually produced a lot of surprises. I was speaking earlier with my colleagues saying that it has produced surprises that has actually surprised us, because there are some areas and some constituencies that are strongholds of the NPP, and the NPP is actually held onto that seat for some time now. Unfortunately, those areas have actually flipped to the NDC. The second D is one of that area. Ayawaso Central is also one of them, and other areas too, which is known to be an NPP area, is now actually flipped to that of the NDC. So let's quickly move over now to the board to join Doreen to get the other results and what those numbers are also saying. These are certified ones coming from the Electoral Commission. Yes, Doreen.
Well, George, welcome back to the board. Now, from our board, the NDC now has 11 seats, parliamentary seats. NPP now has 4. Previously, they had 2 that we've spoken about, but now their numbers have increased to 4. And I think we've had an addition in the central region. Like we mentioned earlier, Isipo Ndopin Brakwa, the NDC candidate, 1. Masin Central NDC, Masin North Constituency NDC, Cape Coast North, Cape Coast South constituencies NDC. We've had some results from Bolgatanga East, which we've already spoken about. Volta we've spoken about. Western Second D we've spoken about. So yes, it seems that we've spoken about those for the NDC and the NPP. In the central region, they pegged Heman Lower Dentra constituency, and the candidate was Lawrence Sargent-Sem. I think he's an incumbent. Then in the Ashanti region, Old Tafo constituency, I think he's also the incumbent the incumbent in that constituency. So basically, these are the results we've had now. 16 out of 276 constituencies across the country. And if you look at the presidential results, provisional, the NDC now has 210,217 of the votes. So John Mahama is leading with 210,217 of the votes, representing 56.6%. And the NDC presidential candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, currently has 154,551 votes, representing 41.6%. Now, the third person is Nana Kwame Bediako, also known as Cheddar. Now, he has 3,147 votes. Now,
that's 0.8%.
0.8%, but it's not bad at all, considering he's a first-time candidate. You would have thought that maybe Alan Tremantin, who we know has a lot more, we know a lot more in the political circles, would have at least been the third candidate on the board. But that's not happening. What do you think could be doing it for Nana Kwame Bediako?
Yeah, Alan is a party person. So most of his supporters are already attached to a political party. But he is coming in as an individual person. He has no party affiliation and all that. So those who ordinarily do not belong to a party will be waiting for him as compared to Alan. Because Alan's party is called voters. They will either vote for him or will vote for his party. And that's what is exactly reflecting in the figures we are seeing. So Alan is not expected to get more votes than Nana.
But if you look at the crowd that always followed Alan when